How I became a film composer. I just basically gave all the right people head. I'm kidding, of course. I just gave everybody head, and out of all those people, some of those were the right people. No, seriously, that's complete. I'm lying. No head was involved. This is the real story now, honestly. When I was in my first band, death metal act, Morbid Symphony, me and the drummer Keith Hill always said if the band broke up, we'd start a new band. Not necessarily death metal, but a band where we could write any style of music, apart from country and western, of course. So Morbid Symphony split, and myself and Keith formed Flesh Resonance, which is still going strong to this day. And it was the year 2000, Jesus fuck, that was a long time ago, when we started writing the first Flesh Resonance album. Loads of different styles. There's metal in there, there's dance, there's ambient, experimental, loads of stuff. Album was released the same year. It's called The Dark Between the Stars. And when the album was released, because I'm such a film geek, I just thought, there's music in here that I'm pretty sure sort of filmmakers would want to use. All these different styles, different moods, different feelings. And as luck would have it, I was a fan of the magazine Dark Side, English horror magazine. And one of the articles at that time was all about independent filmmakers, indie movie makers. And they basically interviewed a whole load, mainly in America, these filmmakers who were no to low budget, making these horror flicks. And I thought, they'd like our album. So I got in touch with a handful of them, sent them our new album, and I heard back from a few of them. One of them, indie filmmaker in LA, Brad Paulson. He was making an anthology horror movie called The Van with two other filmmakers, three of them. Brad Paulson, Aaron Burke, and Aaron's brother. I forgot his name. Aaron Burke, his brother. Let's call them Darren Burke. Aaron and Darren. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's not. I could Google it, but I'm fucking not going to. Anyway, Brad Paulson gets back to us, loves the album, wants to use some of the music. So that's kind of how it all started. Flesh Resonance music used in an indie anthology movie called The Van. And then it was kind of just like word of mouth. So other filmmakers got interested in our band and our music. We started writing a second album. Brad went on to direct Bloodstained Bride, among other movies as well. And at that point, it was getting to a stage where the Flesh Resonance music was great. There were certain scenes that needed more specific custom music. So I kind of just took it on myself to write some new stuff just for that movie and various other indie movies at the time. So I was like, all right, you want a longer ambient piece. You want something for the chainsaw scene. You need something for the orgy. A different type of music for the dwarf mutilation scene. So I just started writing my own stuff for Brad and a couple of other filmmakers, and it kind of took off from there. And as I say, it's just sort of word of mouth. My music sort of got round. I started releasing solo albums as well, which helped greatly because I started building a big catalogue of music. It's always good to have that catalogue of music there, just so you can say, listen to this. This is what I've done in the past. Basically, my portfolio. So really, it's all thanks to my band Flesh Resonance, The Dark Side magazine, and filmmaker Brad Paulson as well, good friend of mine. That's really the story of how I got into filmmaking. I mean, it did help that I'm a massive film geek as well, total movie nerd. It all helps. And I was lying about the blowjobs. They never happened, honestly. You've got to believe me.